everyone, so today we've got the Ranger in the shop, and it's been a couple years since I've purchased it and haven't really done any maintenance on it, so I thought I'd bring it in here and do all the fluids on it. We're going to change out the belt on it. I think burnt the belt a few times, so I think it's time to change that thing out as well. Also just throwing an oil change in there since we'll be doing all that anyway, so let's get started. Yeah, let's compare this old belt to a new belt. I got a new one from HunterWorks. I'll have a link to this. From all the forums that I've read, these are one of the better belts out there, so we'll give it a try. You can see some glazing marks on the edges here where it got real hot. You can see it's starting to fray there. There's a few spots like that along the edge here. Well, better safe than sorry, so let's get this new one on there. And then for this new one, I've always read that, so this one came off like this, and you can see the word Polaris on it, and you could read it, and that was on the top. So this one doesn't say Polaris, but it does have made in the USA, so I'm going to put it on that way so I can read those words as it came off. So the plexiglass windshield on the Ranger is really rattly at idle, especially. So I figured I had some extra weather stripping laying around. I'd put it add it around the edges here between the screws holding it and hopefully muffle some of that rattle. Alright, that seemed to do the trick, so next let's move on to the front diff. I worked out sticking this long Allen wrench on it, giving me a lot of leverage on this end, just pulling up on it. Well, that's not good. Doesn't seem like there's any oil in there. There's some water. Alright, so we got the front differential done, but I think I'm going to have to do the front again, just because there was nothing but a little splash of water that came out, which I don't think that's supposed to happen. So I'll probably go on a short ride with it, and then just do the change and, change the fluids one more time until it comes out nice and clear like it should. So I don't think I'll make a video about that, but there's plenty of the demand drive fluid left to do that, because I think it only takes like 9 or 10 ounces. So should be no problem to do that again here shortly. Alright, so let's go ahead and move on to the rear diff now. I don't know why I didn't use the funnel in the first place. I think it's easier in the back here. So I'm going to use the rest of this quart, and then I'm going to do a splash, because I think it's 1.1 quarts, plus everything I lost in that pump in the lines and stuff. So I'll just do a little splash from the other one. Alright, well that's what that fluid looked like coming out, and that's not good. That means water's getting in there somewhere. So it's a good thing that we changed it, and I'll probably do it again at the end of the season just to see what's going on, where the water's getting in, if I have bad seals or something. So do it one more time after a few more rides, see what it looks like. So now that I finished it, I looked at the manual and I realized this is actually the secondary fill hole. The primary fill hole is on the inside here. It's actually right there. And so what you can do is open this one up, because that's not very easy to fill from. Open this one up and fill from here until it leaks out of this hole, because the fill level is right at where this hole is at. So just something to know. This one's just kind of hard to get to. There's the axles in the way and all this framing. Just a quick tip if you can't remember how much to put in here. Alright, let's go ahead and do a quick spark plug change on this Ranger 800 XP. There's 2 spark plugs, and they're under the seat here. So let's get the seat out and get to the spark plugs. So here I am, I'm under the seat, here where the center seat would be. So here's one of the spark plug boots, and here's the other one right here. It's got some of these, I don't know what these are, fuel lines or something, maybe breather lines. So these can just pivot out of the way, and then these are snug in there to keep water from seeping inside. You gotta yank on them pretty hard. On that one is actually kind of loose. And there's one spark plug, and then do the same for that other one. Now, before I take these spark plugs out, there's actually some gunk in there, and I don't want that getting into the cylinder, so I'm going to grab a vacuum and just vacuum these both out, just to prevent any of that stuff from getting in there. And then we'll get them out. Now, if you don't have a spark plug wrench, the Ranger actually comes in the toolkit with the socket that you need, and it just goes on there, and it becomes a spark plug wrench right there. Pretty cool. Alright, so I went and got 2 new spark plugs. This is what I got, some NGKs, the equivalent of what was in there. So let's get these 2 installed. I'm going to put some dielectric grease on the ends, and I'll probably also grease up the boots too, just to keep any water from getting in there. So let's do that real quick. Alright, we got the oil warmed up, so let's go ahead and get the oil changed. Should flow a lot easier now. Alright, we'll go ahead and start with the filter, which is right there. A little bit of oil on the new gasket. This thing is taking a few rock hits. I might order a new one with a new crush washer, but it's good enough for right now. But it's on its last leg. Alright, now to fill it, you got on this model, on the 800 XP, you got to actually fill it through the dipstick, which the dipstick is right above where the oil filter was. You can just see it peeking out right there. So easiest is to remove the container from under the seat, lift up the bed, and then you can see it right there. It's a locking one, so you got to lift up the tab and pull it out, and then we'll put a funnel on that and fill her up. Alright, let it run for a few minutes, so let's check the oil level here. Right at the top dot, so I think maybe a tiny bit high, but I'll leave it. Alright, well, that takes care of some general maintenance on the machine. I think that's it for this video, and I think on the next video we're going to take a look at the ball joints, on the bushings, just a lot of the suspension components. For now, I think this is pretty good. I'm going to take it out and ride this weekend, and we'll see how everything does. But new belt should be good. We did all the fluids, so should be good. I'm going to also, after this next ride, do the front diff again because there was nothing in there, just some water, which is never good. So I'll probably run that again, and I'll probably check through the fill hole the rear diff too because that was pretty nasty. So, all right, I'll see you guys on the next one. Well, I found out why the front diff was completely dry. There's a little leak on one of the seals that connects the prop shaft. I don't know if you can tell through there. So I'll be ordering a new seal kit for that, and then I'll probably just do it when I do all the bushings and bearings on the front. It'll be easier to get to. I'll just pull the axles out and maybe just detach. It looks like it just attaches a couple bolts here, and I could just take the diff out and get that seal in the back. But yeah, I parked it out in the driveway, and it created a little puddle. Check out my channel for more amazing, life-changing videos like this one.